There's not just one, but two new Apple TVs. Here's what's new and the differences between the two models. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and Apple announced two new versions of the Apple TV 4K, while at the same time discontinuing the 1080p Apple TV HD. Leaves people in a little bit of a pickle. What are the differences in the new model of the Apple TV, and what are the differences between the entry-level and high-end models? I'm going to break down all of that for you in this video. Starting out with the differences between the previous generation and the new generation Apple TV 4K. And at the end, I'll tell you which one you should probably buy. Starting out with the internals. The updated Apple TV 4K is now running on Apple's A15 Bionic processor. Beyond the chip, Apple's upgrading the storage. The previous generation Apple TV 4K came in either 32 or 64 gig configurations. The new model supports 64 or 128, essentially doubling the storage on both of them. Not quite an internal change, but Apple TV 4K now supports HDR10+. This is very interesting because it's basically supporting this high-end HDR format on TVs that don't support Dolby Vision, namely Samsung sets. So if you want the best HDR experience on Samsung sets, you need one of the new versions of the Apple TV 4K. What's crazy about this is that Apple TV was supposed to be getting HDR10+ with tvOS 16 when that released earlier this year, but it was kind of stripped from the product pages. Now it seems Apple maybe made this a hardware-related change and required the new A15 Bionic to make it work. So it's here in the updated Apple TV 4K 2022 edition. Not internally, but the new Apple TV 4K is smaller than its predecessor. It's now 0.2 inches shorter than the previous generation Apple TV 4K. It's gone from 3.9 inches on the width and the depth to 3.66, so a little narrower on the width and the depth. And it's lighter, going from 15 ounces to only 7.5, so a lot lighter than the old model. That's because Apple has moved to a fanless design, so by removing the fans and those ports that sit here at the bottom, it's able to make it lighter, slimmer, narrower than the previous model. The only other change is that the new Apple TV 4K has an updated Siri Remote. The new model has moved from Lightning to USB-C. I will say though, Apple no longer includes a charging cable in the box. So before it included a USB-C to Lightning cable to charge up your Siri Remote, the new model just assumes you've got a USB-C cable already in your home. The new Apple TV 4K comes in two different models. What are the differences and which one should you buy? Well, there are three distinct differences between the $129 Apple TV 4K and $149 Apple TV 4K. Those differences are an Ethernet port, storage, and support for Thread. Let's break those down a little bit more. So, Ethernet. Ethernet is going to give you a wired option to connect your Apple TV 4K. Without an Ethernet port, you have to rely on Wi-Fi. By using a wired connection, you can get faster speeds and you can reduce the load on your wireless network in your home. But if you don't have an Ethernet cord by your television setup, this is entirely moot to you and won't matter. So just take that into consideration if you want to run this wired or wirelessly on your TV unit. Then we have storage. The base model for $129 gives you 64 gigs of onboard storage, whereas the high-end $149 model has 128 gigs of storage. But for me, this has never really mattered. I don't think I've ever bumped into my storage limits. I don't have a ton of apps. I've got a decent number of streaming apps, but there's not a lot saving space to your Apple TV. So unless you have a ton of apps or are interested in gaming on your Apple TV, I wouldn't worry about the storage too much. I would make the storage the factor in deciding whether you're getting the entry or high-end models. The last difference between the entry and the high-end model is support for Thread. So Thread is a new connectivity standard that's being used for smart home devices. There's a bunch of different devices out there now that support Thread. There are the Eve motion blinds, there are Eve switches and controllers, there are the Wemo switches, they have nanoleaf light bulbs and light strips, there's the AirVersa air purifier that we just talked about on the HomeKit Insider podcast, and more devices are supporting Thread going into the future. So if you are big into the smart home or plan to be adding to your smart home in the next few years and want to make sure you have the latest connectivity standards for the newest devices, you should get the high-end model. $30 more, $20 more, and supports Thread. It's nice to have if you have any interest at all in the smart home. That said, both devices still support Matter. Matter is a new standard for the smart home that allows interoperability between things like Apple Home, Amazon Smart Home Assistant, Google Home, Samsung Smart Things, stuff like that. So it's really nice to have, but it works for both of these Apple TV models as well as previous versions of the Apple TV. So there's no difference there. Both will support Matter, just the high-end one will support Thread. But it still can act as a home hub and everything like that. Just can't connect directly to Thread-enabled accessories. Another point to mention, HomePod Mini also acts as a Thread border router, so you can use that for Thread accessories if you have a few of those around your home instead of having to have it here on your Apple TV. I think for most people, the entry-level Apple TV 4K is going to be just fine. But if you need storage, wired connectivity, or a Thread, opt for that higher-end unit. So let me know what you guys think. The new Apple TV 4K is available for purchase right now. There's links down below in the description. Which model are you going to pick up? The base model or the high-end model? Or are you sticking with an older version? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys soon. I got a lot more videos headed your way.